Everybody wanna stay for you and you, getting all the piece of pie for your wife. Everybody wanna know how it feels. Everybody wanna see what it's like. My baby wanna be a queen. Well, alright, we all deserve to find the things in this life. So working on a little job in the night. There's 40,000 around when I see the
Okay, so here we are, man. Everything up to this point, everything is set. Okay?
Okay.
So we got the task at hand, now we gotta approach that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Andrew, so we're here. I'm just gonna place you right here. That's so. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Okay. Let's get the show on the road.
All rise for the judge.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
My name is Justice Meredith of the BC Supreme Court. Today, our case is between plaintiff Melvin Unruh and defendant Stephen Weber. The plaintiff is suing the defendant for negligence and asking for compensation in the form of special damages and general damages. The events leading up to the case happened during a hockey game involving the plaintiff and the defendant, who were playing for different teams. The plaintiff was in possession of the puck when the defendant raced up behind him and made impact. The plaintiff, who was checked forcefully from the back by the defendant. This caused him to hit the end boards with the top of his head and fall unconscious onto the ice. The plaintiff was seriously injured and rendered C4 quadriplegic for life. The defendant's lawyer, please argue your claim in court.
Thank you, Honor. My client Stephen Weber over here is arguing the plaintiff consented to violence and injurious repercussions when playing in a hockey game. In legal terms, my client argues volente non fit injura. Defense. I call the defendant to stand for questioning. Mr. Weber, please explain to the court, you remember the game. What do you remember from the game?
Okay, so I noticed Unruh and the puck near the end boards. We were both racing for the puck, and he was facing outwards towards me as he gained the puck. I was going very fast, so I couldn't control my speed. So I did a clean check, hip to hip. My right hip hit his left hip, and he went into the boards, and in my opinion, that was a clean check.
Thank you, Mr. Weber. You may be seated. Now, let's hear from the plaintiff's lawyer.
Your Honor, the defendant Weber recklessly pushed my client into the end boards, and he violated Rule 53 of the Canadian Amateur Association of Hockey, and my client consented to natural violence attributed to be playing hockey. However, when Weber hit his back with his knowledge that checking players from behind is legal, he should have known not to hit him. It could potentially cause something. My client has no longer consented to the act and was recklessly assaulted by the defendant. I call upon Melvin Unruh as a witness to testify against Steve Weber.
I was up in between the two face-off circles because, like I said, we were moving up the ice. I noticed the puck had gone back in, so I turned up around there and I started heading towards the puck. When I first turned, I noticed, well, as it turns out, it was Steve Weber behind me. I turned, I noticed him over to my left shoulder. We went racing for the puck. We were going top speed almost. I knew he was behind me because when I saw him, I knew he was racing right behind me. We were going in. We got to about the goal line. The puck was still against the board, and I had broken stride a bit, ready to play the puck. However, it was still breaking stride when I felt contact in my upper back. I felt a large contact, so I assumed it was both hands. It threw me off balance, and I essentially went flying into the boards. My feet came off, and I struck the boards with my head.
Thank you, Mr. Unruh. After deliberating the facts of the case, hearing many eyewitness testimonies, and referring to precedent cases, I have concluded that Mr. Weber's recalling of the events is incorrect, and he will be held liable for his actions. Therefore, I rule in favor of the plaintiff. We will award Mr. Unruh of general damages of pain and suffering, special damages for his hospital bills and his loss of his future income, in addition to the defendant having to pay for his court costs, averaging an upwards of $3 million. Case dismissed.
I'll see you in the Court of Appeal.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step
When I first turned, I noticed well as it turned. Oh, what the frick?
My client, Weber, is arguing. What's she arguing in a legal term? My client argues volunteer non-fit injura. Thank you, Your Honor. My client, Stephen Weber, is arguing the. Witness to testify against Steve Weber. Please stand up.
After deliberating many eyewitness testimonies presented before me, figuring out. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I was like, what is it?